Hello? Is anybody home? Is anybody home? You know, I want to speak to you about something. I want to speak about learning to accept yourself. All right? I know that I always come live in surprises, eh? But this surprise is worth it. All right? Understand? I see people coming through. Okay. You know, accepting yourself is one of the most powerful things that you could ever do for yourself. A lot of people in this life that we're living in, they are so much under pressure. They are so much under pressure of life and circumstances because of the lack of understanding where are they standing according to their life path. Understand? Because of our life path is different. Some people are successful at a very early age, some are successful at a later age, but at the end of the day, everybody gets the choice or the chance to get where they want to go with life, depending on the kind of choices that you've taken in their life. You understand? So I want to speak to you that if you are one of the people that continuously look down on themselves, that doesn't appreciate themselves, that doesn't see anything good on themselves, that doesn't outlook the positive look outside themselves, the people that always are shying away from the public and are feeling small, are feeling like they are nothing. If you are one of those people, that I want to tell you something, that if you judge yourself based on the materialistic things that you have no idea of who you are. You understand? So if you judge yourself based on the fact that you know that your friend has a BMW and you don't understand your power. If you judge yourself based on the fact that you are not wearing fancy clothes and your friends is, you don't understand your power. If you judge yourself based on other people's self-beliefs, you don't understand your power. You understand? I always tell people this, that every single one of us was created in a certain identity, right? There are certain qualities that we are given, right? By God's grace, obviously, right? But in our lack of understanding, what is it that we are created for, right? We end up being victims of circumstances. You understand? It's like we end up judging ourselves or comparing ourselves to other people because of we don't understand our power. And this goes back to the foundation of not understanding who we are as people. You understand? You stand in a room. I used to tell people this, that confidence is not walking in a room and thinking that you are better than everybody else. But confidence is walking in a room and not having to compare yourself to anybody else. You understand? Because of then you understand your level of power. Your presence is your power. You understand? You can never be me. I can never be you. You understand? But we can always pick lessons from each other into creating who we want to become. You understand? So I want to speak about accepting yourself, because that's the most powerful thing, that's the most self-freeing things that you can do for yourself. You understand? Accepting yourself and where you are. And when I say accepting yourself and where you are, I don't mean accepting that you are poor to stay poor. I am saying accepting so that you can acknowledge that this is where I am, so that you can make the necessary changes into becoming who you want to become. You understand? A wisest man ever taught me this principle was a guy that I met in Rustenburg. Was working in Rustenburg. I was in business in Rustenburg, and we sat down, we had a little chat, and he asked me about, do I understand the power of my existence? And I said, yes, I understand the power of my existence. I mean, come on. I'm an engineer, I'm an author, I'm a poet, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a life coach, I'm doing this and this and this. And he says, are you dead because of it's a reflection of who you are, or are you dead because of the system of the world says you are? I paused for a minute because of I self-evaluated, and then I wanted to understand who is moi. You understand? But then I realized later on that yes, this is who I am. I then understood the power of my presence, that I don't have to become what other people have become. You understand? So accepting yourself, it's more like understanding that your identity is more important than being a duplicate of somebody else. Looking at your life with the eyes of positivity means looking at yourself with the best light of you being the best version of yourself. You understand? You should never stand in a position where you judge yourself on what others have accomplished or have done. You understand? You should never reference your life to somebody else, but you should reference your life to the purpose that God has placed in your life. Because of every single one of us, God has given us a purpose to come and fulfill on earth. But once you start judging yourself based on other people, you forget what was the reason that God has created you. There is so much power in understanding that you are worth it. There is so much power in understanding that you have the power. There is so much power in understanding that you were created for a purpose. So as long as you are not walking or waking in the dimension that God has created in you, you're always going to feel miserable, down and out. You know what? Your identity will keep on reminding you that this is not who you are. You understand? So that's why it's never important for you to become a duplicate. Do not say that I want to become like. But you can use the principles that they have picked up into creating themselves, but into creating yourself. You understand? So when I talk about accepting yourself, it's acknowledging where you are with life and where you want to go, so that you can start being peaceful about the progress that you have done already. Because of when you have not accepted yourself, you keep on judging yourself on what that has nothing to do with you. You understand? So I want to give you this power this morning, and I want to say that accepting yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. It's even important in the process of healing. You understand? Because of in the process of healing, where you question your worth, when you start going to the mentality that says, I am, literally you are defining that regardless the situation that I am in, I accept that I am, I acknowledge that I am, but I am also putting myself on a position so I can make a change. You understand? So the ability to go deep down in your thinking, in your emotions, right, is the most powerful thing. And because this thing of accepting yourself, acknowledging yourself, this is something that you have to do internally with yourself, right? It's not something that you can acquire from the world. The world can be what it can become, and you can also be what you can become. You understand? Your contribution to the world will be a reflection of your identity. And up until you understand yourself to the deepest core, you're always going to be a victim in life. You understand? Because of when you don't understand yourself, you get pushed around. Everybody, projects their certain images on you, and they keep on making you live in a certain way. But when you understand your identity and who you were born to become, you tend to hold yourself in a certain standard. You tend to hold your life in a certain standard. You tend to achieve things in a certain standard because of your identity says, I am. You understand? So that's why I'm saying accepting yourself is the most powerful thing ever. Because of when you've accepted yourself, you stand on a position where you know who you are. You understand? I know that I was born in a disadvantaged background. I know that I may be disliked by many people. When you start acknowledging and accepting where you stand with certain situations, then you start understanding what changes you should make into you being the better version of yourself. You understand? So I want to speak to somebody now. I say, you are depressed. You are depressed. I said it twice. You are depressed. You know why? Because of you are sitting on a position in which you are questioning the situation that you are in. You are questioning your worth. Second one. You are questioning your identity. Third one. You are referencing yourself to other people. You are wishing that you were somebody else except yourself. Now you are so competitive. Like you are so compressed by so many thoughts that you literally become your own enemy from the image that you have created onto others. You understand? So what I'm saying is that for you to be able to understand your power, you're going to have to go deeper inside of you. Regardless of what's happening in the world, you're going to have to go deeper inside of you in understanding what is it that builds you. I know that you've been through a lot. I know that you have experienced, some hard times. But healing is a very sensitive, process at which it's going to hurt. Trust me, it's going to hurt. But I am saying to you that everything is possible only if you believe enough. There's power in you, bro. There's power in you, my sister. There's power in your existence. And up until you get to the point at which you embrace it, you're always going to feel like a victim. And I know that I'm speaking to your soul because I like speaking to people's souls. You understand? So I'm literally asking you that For you to be able to heal, you're going to have to forgive. Matter of fact, you're going to have to accept, forgive, and let it go. And then when you have let it go, you have freed your mind, you have freed your emotions. Now you can recreate the new experience that you want for yourself. There is power in there, bro. You know that thing of, take out the dirty water so you can put in the clean? Yes, bro, it works. But you should understand your power and your role in your healing process. You should understand the power and your role in your growth. You should understand your power in your progress. You understand? Yes, I understand that you were born from a disadvantaged background. Yes, I understand that you were born poor. Yes, I understand that your parents didn't raise you. Yes, I understand that you were raised as an orphan. Yes, I understand the things that surfaces when you're hurt. You understand? That your father was not there, your mother was not there enough. They didn't raise you, they didn't take care of you. Oh, you can't get a job. Or I know emotionally there are certain things that you're going through. But you know what I'm saying right now? I am saying that you hold the power to make a difference. You hold the power to make it's a turnaround. Some of us is born in almost circumstances, the same circumstances, and we've made it turn around. And that's why we have this responsibility of coming back to people to say, it's possible, right? So I want to speak to you, my brother, and I want to speak to you, my sister. And I want to say, you hold the power in your hands. Alright? I wanted to encourage you to accept yourself for who you are and what you are so that you can make the progress into what you want to become. Alright? It's your boy, Mr. Consciousness, the author, the poet, the motivational speaker, the entrepreneur, the life coach, apart from being a biomedical engineer. Like, you want our quotes, you want our see you. Alright? Take care, man. Alright?